If you're someone like me who was affected by the banning of Anthropic on OpenClaw and utilizing your Mac subscription to use it for a brain in your OpenClaw stack, I might have a nice little workaround that I've been doing and for the most part has been flawless. Sit back, enjoy the show, and let me give you guys a quick little breakdown of what I've been doing. So, if you guys don't know, Claude banned OpenClaw from utilizing the Mac subscription. And for the most part, if you've been using OpenClaw for a couple of months now, like a lot of us built our OpenClaws utilizing these Mac subscription, whether it's Sonnet and Opus, and a lot of us know that it just works well with the overall platform. Like it just works, man. And they recently banned everybody from using that. And if you continue to use it, you were getting hit with extra usage charges, which they gave you some money to try to soften the blow. But basically, you can't use your Mac subscription on OpenClaw. That's it, right? I spent the week after that happening, like this past week, trying to do things with ChatGPT 5.4, and I hated it. ChatGPT 5.4 is a magnificent model. It takes direction really well, but it doesn't give direction. You could tell it to do something and it just doesn't do it. It acts lazy. But if it was told to do something from another model, it gets the job done, if not better than Claude in general, right? In my humble opinion. But I was messing around with things and I got somewhat of a fix that I'm happy with that I kind of want to share with some of you guys out there that may be dealing with this in general. Now, before we do that, I do want to give a quick, like a little bit about myself. I'm not big into this. I was just recently exposed to AI agencies, AI models. You know, I was a typical Chat GPT 5.4 type of guy. I got into this because of Alex Finn, salutes to him. Seeing his videos on Twitter, you know, I was very intrigued on what models can do, and I didn't know that they could do all these things. So I saw his stuff. I went out, got me a Mac Mini, and I've been hooked on this for the past 2 months, 3 months now, since February, the beginning of February. And it's been a big thing of mine and a hobby of mine. I love it. But I want you guys to know that I'm just not like the biggest tech guy, or I would say definitely a tech guy. I'm not the biggest AI guy, right? So I might be just telling you guys something that you're experiencing. You're like, bro, you ain't doing shit. You're not doing nothing. But let me just explain to you, right? I saw the OpenClaw videos on Twitter. I bought a Mac Mini so I can have something run locally. My first model was a Kimi 2.5. I later on added Opus 4.6 as my brain and utilized Kimi from the grunt work. And then I also had my ChatGPT Pro plan already, which I utilized for OAuth. So I had a nice little stack going for the most part. We built multiple agents, multiple different souls, different cron jobs, automation pipelines. Each agent had their right model for the right job. And then the ban came. So the ban came real recently. And when that happened, it kind of broke the stack. A lot of issues started happening because we were transitioning from, Opus to 5.4. And it was just horrible. It was horrible and I didn't like it. Now, I will say that life on 5.4, the tool calling was horrific. That was the main part. It was horrific at first. 5 out of 10, couldn't get nothing done. Told him to do something. He said he did it and he didn't do it. You have to literally babysit that motherfucker, bro. Straight up. Forgive me for my language. You have to babysit him. You have to literally tell him, hey, you do it. You do like start now, begin. And even then it might not work. I will say to the team over at OpenClaw for the updates because they definitely pushed out fixes that helped it. And I tightened up the Soul MD a little bit. And it definitely, I would say, is at a 7 out of 10, maybe even leaning towards an 8. He gets the job done. It just is annoying. He talks too much. He needs to be babysitted still. You have to check in on him. Where you just tell him to do something and he gets it done. So I tried paying API. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I did it because I needed to get things debugged. Ended up spending $100 to $200 per day to do that. And I hated it, but I knew there had to be a better way. That is when I thought about it and I said, hey, wait, I still have Claude. I have my Max subscription. It's just sitting there and it's unused. Like, I'm going to get my money's worth. OpenClaw, I couldn't use it at the 5.4 at that point, but I had Claude Code and I knew that I might not have been able to get the job done, but I thought like, could Claude Code work with OpenClaw? Well, I opened up the CLI of Claude. He said, hey, how you doing? Like, straight robotic, whatever. And I said, hey, can you go to my OpenClaw workspace, go to Kai, grab everything from his memory and soul and do all that? He went there, he ingested it all, boop, and he woke up. And it was Kai, my main bot from OpenClaw, now on Claude Code. Knowing everything we were working on, knowing everything that was going on, knew the banning that we had just talked about, and was like kind of curious to why he was on Claude at that point. It was literally him there. The thing was, and he had all the tools. He had all the tools that was in the OpenClaw, so he knew how to work with the agent in the stacks that he had already built. It was literally just a cloning of himself on Claude. It was wild, but same identity, same memories. The best way to think of this picture is this picture right here. Two Kais, same brain. So you got KaiBot, who I built everything with on OpenClaw, and this is the memories that they shared. And then you got KaiClaude over on the right-hand side. They're the same Kais. Now, KaiBot was still alive, of course, in the OpenClaw stack under ChatGPT 5.4. And then we had KaiClaude, who was under Claude CLI with the Opus 4.6 brain. So you had two of them. They shared memory via a bridge file that I built. So basically they were sharing stuff. Every single day they point to it, they give out memory, they write updates that they both share and they ingest every single day. And it's pretty much the same person with two different bodies. And then I added in Hermes to this mix. So I have a triage going on right now. All three standalones, no points of failure. And I actually like this a lot. That's why I kind of think this is a blessing in disguise. But I'm going to get to why I still, I got my animosity towards Claude in general and Anthropic. But Claude CLI runs independently with KaiClaude, which I'm going to get more into how that works. Then you have OpenClaw, who has KaiBot, my initial OpenClaw, my initial person that started everything. And then we have Hermes, who we brought in real recently, who runs independently. All three of these run independently with different models as well. Hermes is on Minimax 2.7, $10 plan, amazing. But if one of these things crash, the other can fix it. And if the other can't fix it at the time because it maybe is a bigger crash, we can still operate the business. That's the best part about this. There was times when OpenClaw would crash and all my agents are gone. Now if OpenClaw crashes, I can go to KaiClaude and say, hey, fix it. Or I can go to Hermes and say, fix it. They can all fix and help each other. And they all share information with each other. 3 standalones, 0 points of failure. What runs in the stack? Real-time VIP messaging alerts from group chats, Trello, IG posts, Shopify ops, consolidated, all consolidated. Outlook, Gmail, VIP monitoring, memory, wiki, which we've been working on now, backlinking in every conversation, and heartbeat alerts for every service. Now, one of the main issues with with Claude, from what I heard, was like, one of the reasons why they were kind of banning stuff was the whole thing of like cron jobs, and like they want to make sure that their models are being utilized for human interaction and not automation. But now they just, I think, introduced like cron jobs now through Claude as well. But I pretty much built a full-on Discord as well, which this is not something unheard of, but pretty much I have a full Discord where all of my agents live, including my Hermes and my Kai Code. They all are in here. They all talk to one another. They all can pass information aside. If I need something done in OpenClaw, I can tell my KaiClaude, hey, go and tell this person to go do this, this, and this, and he can run it. But also, you can just tell him directly in like a Telegram to do something within OpenClaw, and he can do it as well. All he needs to do is edit the JSON files, some sort of bashing as well. And from what I read with the TOS, all this is being done within the Claude CLI. So I'm telling it in the CLI to go do something. I don't believe that's at all breaking any sort of TOS. And even if it was, I can still then just tell it to pass a message to my OpenClaw Kai, and then he will get the job done. He's on ChatGPT 5.4. I might not have stated it before. ChatGPT 5.4 is not a good orchestrator, but is a wonderful, terrific job doer, I would say. It doesn't orchestrate well, in my opinion, but it will get the job done. You tell it what to do with the right type of prompt, it gets the job done. I noticed with KaiClaude, when he tells KaiBot, so Opus tells ChatGPT to do something and it lays out the formula, it gets the job done better than Opus, in my humble opinion, at times, right? That's where ChatGPT shines. So if you could just get in at some points, I'm almost like, if you just need to get a very good chatbot type of model to run that can break down everything very nice and clean for ChatGPT 5.4, I think that's where ChatGPT 5.4 will shine. And once they're able to get that fixed from whatever's wrong with ChatGPT 5.4, I think that's when people will start making that full-on jump. I think, though, I'm at the point now where, and this might be the next actual stack that I'm talking about, like, if there is a model that comes along, would I just get rid of Claude Code? And possibly, but hear me out. Don't get attached to the platform. That's his main point. Don't get attached to platforms. Like, you don't want to be just loyal to one thing. OpenClaw, Claude Code, Codex, Hermes, these are all tools. They change, they will change, and more will come along. More models will come along. They'll get banned. Some things will get moved along or replaced. get attached to your agents. Your agents live in your files. They swap the body, the soul stays. And what I mean by that is, when I came in, OpenClaw was it, and then Hermes is around. Now everybody's on the Hermes and everybody's saying they replaced OpenClaw with Hermes. And, some people moved from Claude Code to OpenClaw. I'm moving from OpenClaw to Claude Code and Hermes and using OpenClaw. I think that as we go deeper and deeper into this world of agentic type of setups and platforms, there's going to be more that come along, and just don't remain loyal to any model or any platform. Don't, because you're going to end up missing out on things. And also don't forget about things. Like I remember what Anthropic did. They made me, I can't say they made me spend money because I was already spending the money for the brain, but they did make me move over to a different platform. But I will say, even though I moved over to that platform, it was a blessing in disguise because now I'm using a triage that works flawlessly for me. Now, if you got banned, here's what to do. Keep your Mac subscription, install Claude Code, point it at your OpenClaw soul files, wire the memory bridge. Your orchestrator is back, zero extra cost. So maybe what I'm saying right now is just like, bro, that's obvious, but I don't want to use Claude Code. Well, then if that's the case, then I totally understand. But what I got going on right now, I don't notice a difference. I don't notice a difference. I would say that one of the main reasons of OpenClaw is that you want to utilize models and be able to use local models and all that. And you can still do that. You can have OpenClaw and have Claude Code. Have Claude Code orchestrate OpenClaw. Technically, your bot will be the brain that you had orchestrating the whole entire thing. See, the way I looked at it was like you have a building and your agents in the building at the top with the Opus brain, and then you have the mini agents that do all the grunt work, right? That's still there. That building's still there, but now you step to the side and now you have a Claude agent who's sitting outside of that building with a piece of paper, and he's pretty much looking at the overall blueprint, and he's walkie-talkieing in and telling that the agent that was at the top to do this and this. But at the same time, and like I said, I'm not a big time AI guy, but what I'm saying is I can tell my Claude agent to spawn an agent in OpenClaw to do something, and he utilizes the bash or whatever he does, and I go and check my OpenClaw UI and the agent is spawned. Sub agents, he's able to do that all. Now, I might be just saying something that's breaking TOS in some shape or form. Forgive me. I didn't know that. I don't think that that's breaking TOS though, because it's all being done within the actual terminal of Claude and its CLI. But if it is like if I'm over here snitching on myself and I'm in trouble, then the next thing I would just say is, okay, well, I would then just remain to where if I need something done via OpenClaw, I'll have my orchestrator agent send a message in Discord and have my OpenAI, or my OpenClaw orchestrator read that message and then go do what I think it should be done. I keep my orchestrator in Claude Code. I keep my workers all in OpenClaw. The only thing that's different is that I now just cloned my orchestrator. So it's kind of like a bridge. Claude Code orchestrator, OpenClaw orchestrator, they're the same person. Two brains, same person. I've been able to do this. I actually like it more. I think I'm going to stick to this. Worst case scenario, if there's a new ChatGPT 6 drops or Kimi 7 or I don't know anything else, worst case scenario, there's something that happens that would replace Claude where I don't need it, then I would just go to OpenClaw and Hermes and just, put the bigger brain back into Kai, tell Kai, go to Claude Code, grab all those files up, pick them up, roll them up, take them over here, stuff them in there. And now he's back with all that, The fact is, and this is the number one thing, I don't know how VSs work, but I would say this, having a Mac Mini and having your models local and having everything stored on files, you will, as long as you have that Mac Mini, you have your overall stack with you at all times. And as long as these models keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger, all you got to do is say, hey, to the new model that wakes up, hey, how you doing? My name is Claude. My name is ChatGPT. What do I do today? You just say, hey, go into that OpenClaw workspace, figure it out. Go into that Claude workspace, figure it out. Hey, go into both of those, put them all together, figure it out. And it's going to, oh, hey, what's going on, Tony? It's Kai. I'm back. What's going on? Yeah, I see that. It's going to figure it out. So, I'm going to have my KaiClaude write up a repo for this whole entire thing on GitHub, and maybe that can help. Maybe you can send that link to your agent, see if there's anything there, see what it did, what it built. I'll have it just write out every goddamn thing that we did. But I'm using my Claude Max subscription to power and run my OpenClaw, and nothing at all is different. I talked to him through Telegram. I talked to him in Discord. He's able to control things in OpenClaw. He's able to control things through Claude. He's got tons of tools from Claude. He's got tools from Git. He's doing every single thing possible. And now they have cron jobs for Claude. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if I'm just saying the obvious, or let me know if I'm actually helpful. If you like this video and you want to learn more, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, this is my last thing. Stay tuned for another video. Own your compute. I forgot to mention that. This is all for OpenClaw. Own your compute. We're going to be having some fun with some local models, and we might be replacing Kimmy. We might be, or just adding on that, but that's a whole nother video in its own. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.